I didn't set out to be a landscape designer. In college, environmental studies was my major. Back then, it was not something that just everybody took. I knew I wanted to do something in the natural world, but I didn't know exactly what. I started teaching outdoor education at a place called Shelburne Farms in Vermont. I fell in love with teaching kids how to milk a cow, what runoff from a mountain means. I loved it, but I knew I needed another piece. So I went back to school, got my master's in landscape design, and when I got out of school, no architecture or design firm was open to hiring because they want someone with experience. So I went and started at a nursery and started at the bottom. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be on their design team. They're like, you can go to the field and get 20 of these, 40 of those, and I really started from the horticultural bottom, and I loved it. Every 2 weeks, I'd write down who was blooming together and what sequence would go together, and then that kind of evolved into like, okay, she knows what she's doing somewhat. Now let's let her apply it to a construction site. Going to a job site and being on a design team, I got to learn from all the others around me. And I just kept running with it and went on to a bigger design firm and worked there just doing the same thing, design, build. And so years later, I had a 6-month-old and a 2-year-old, and my boss was retiring, and I was like, wait a second, I have all these designs already designed. Why don't I start my own company? And it's been the best thing I've ever done. You have a lot of good bones here. There's definitely good plantings that have been here for a while. So say this Japanese holly, I think we just tuck it in and prune it to reshape it.
Okay.
This is an arborvitae, and that's doing well. This boxwood has definitely seen better days, and I'd like to
Get it out of here.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is we go through and do the removals that we want to do. Nice. And then do the pruning, and we'll come up with a plan from there.
That sounds great.
To be a good landscape designer, you have to be flexible, creative, a good listener, and put it together so it makes one cohesive piece.
Everything looks incredible. Thank you so much for your help, Jenn.
Hey, no problem. Nice to meet you. What do I love about my job? When you actually get to build what was in your brain on a piece of paper, and then it comes to life as someone's garden.
It's awesome. It fits with the house, it wraps right around, and it looks good from every side.
And it's elegant and simple. So in a couple years' time, it's gonna fill in, just keep on top of the once-a-year pruning, keep it watered, and I think you're set.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Some of my favorite materials. I'm a boulder girl. I love natural stone and rocks integrated into whether it's the edge of a patio or to retain a slope and plant around it. And then go-to plants. I might abuse a few hydrangeas because I love them so much. Limelight hydrangeas, they're dwarf hydrangeas, and this will be the backdrop for those perennials in the front of the bed. I love ornamental grasses. There's so many different elements, and vertical and sideways growing, and you just have to look at the texture and the vibe that you want for the space. These are called Hakone grass.
It's a pretty yellow.
It's gorgeous. I think in 2015, I got a phone call from the producers to say, hey, you know, we know you were on this old house on 2010 and 2011.
What is this tree?
This is a sugar maple.
Right, and where are the other 4 going?
This is the first one, the second one's going down here in the island, and the other 3 are gonna be dispersed around the neighborhood.
All right, no cost to the neighbors?
No cost to the neighbors.
That's a nice civic gesture, all right.
And for me, I was like, that's something I never expected to do in my life, and I was honored, great, done, over, and they're like, well, what do you think about this old house? So that's how it all kind of began.
Jenn, I know you designed some new beds, but how did the old beds look?
Well, the old beds, great start to your outdoor classroom.
Thank you.
But I think we need to build some new ones that are just a little bit bigger so you can put more stuff in it. Something that people might not know about me is I like to travel. I'm married to a really cute Brit. Or I do love pottery. I don't have time to do it anymore in my life and career and kids and everything, but I'd like to get back to that someday. For me, I feel grounded being outside. My kids, when they were little, we always planted the vegetable garden and planted the seeds. So they have a definite appreciation for the natural world and being outside. Whether they go into my profession, I'm not sure. Moby, he's my Bernese mountain dog, 9.5. He's come to work with me, and he was like this big. He's a truck dog. He doesn't feel complete in his day if he's not in my truck. He's so awesome. He's a good boy.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button. Make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.